welcome back. We are in week 7 of Mass Communication and Society, almost at the end, right? So this week you should get started on your project portfolio. Last week we took a closer look at the technologies of mass media and how hard it is to predict how those technologies will be used, like new technologies and so on. The predictions are usually wrong about how those technologies will be used and how it changes society. Okay, and then we also looked at the concept of open source media content and the tensions between the democratic potential of that content and what drives media conglomerates to utilize that content and the market forces involved. Okay? This week we look at how media is deeply tied up with the processes of globalization. Now, globalization is a fairly large term. It can refer to a lot of different things, and it's a very complex process. Okay, but as media scholars, what we're primarily interested in and concerned with is the globalization of the media industries and the globalization of culture and how that affects global culture and indigenous cultures and so on, looking at issues of media, cultural imperialism and domination and so on. Now, this week you do not have a critical thinking assignment, but I strongly encourage you to get started at least outlining your portfolio project. So if you go to the week 8 portfolio project, you'll note that you have 2 options, and each option has a set of questions that you need to answer. Right? Start with that and use that as the basis of your outline to make sure that you're answering all those questions. And I strongly encourage you to start off with an outline. It makes it a lot easier to organize your paper and keep it organized. Okay. Also, do the research first. You're going to be required to use at least 5 or 6 scholarly journal articles. So go back and review my video from last week where I point out where you can find those at the CSU Global databases. And do the research first. It's a lot easier to come up with a thesis statement and an argument if you've read those articles and you've read what other people are doing in your field or in that topic that you're going to be covering. Okay? Makes it much easier to get started on your paper and come up with a realistic argument and a thesis. All right? So, once again, I'm available all week. So please get in contact with me if you have any questions or want to brainstorm about your portfolio project. Okay? And I'll be engaging with you in discussions as well. So you all have a wonderful, productive week.